What up, weirdos? It's your boy Rain Dog, Range Rizzle, and my co-host, co-captain, Cole, conspirator, Uncle Juju.
What is up, babies?
How's everybody doing? Welcome back to BXTV, aka Back from Hell, your Spotify and YouTube podcast where you didn't know everything you need to know, and your boys are here to let you know about all of it. You dig? So make sure you grab your doink, your drink, or your seltzer water, whatever it may be, and you lock in and get ready. We got a fun little thing, some things people know about, some things people don't know about. So, as it is tradition, we like to do comic book of the week first. That's where we take a new comic book that came out this past Wednesday and put it on the chopping block of 1 to 10 story. Yeah, let's get right into it. Our comic book of the week is Creature from the Black Lagoon Lives, number 3 of 4. So this is the third one. There's only one more left, so I'm very excited. The cover price on this is $44.99. It's 32 pages, cardstock cover, so it's nice. It's a nice comic book. I like how these feel.
Yes.
I have the 1 in 10 connecting variant right here. They all connect. Very excited to get the fourth one. So our writers on this is Dan Waiters, I can't remember how to say his name, and Ram V. They're both writing on this, and the artist is Matthew Roberts. Shout out Matthew Roberts. The art is phenomenal, and
Yes.
Dan Waters and Ram V haven't cut it short in the writing either. The writing has been also very, very. I absolutely love the Universal Monster books they've been doing. Everybody should check it out. This one picks up. I mean, they've all been pretty forward moving. There's no real slow points in them. But this one kind of if you don't know where it's been going on or what's been going on, where it's at, they're basically trying to kill the guy that she's been hunting down who tried to kill her before the book started. Yes. And the Dr. Thompson, Dr. Thomas, is that what it is?
I think it's Thompson.
I texted it to you.
Yeah.
In 5 seconds.
I can pull it up.
Dr. Thompson.
Yes.
Dr. Thompson, he's hunting the creature, and basically the creature is following her. So they make a plan to go basically use her as bait to catch Collier. Yeah, Collier, the guy.
Yeah, Collier,
the serial killer. They use her as bait to catch him, and when they're in the water, they think they see the creature from the Black Lagoon floating up, and they get closer, and it's not. It's actually a dead body, and it was a trap. The dead body blows up. Collier jumps on the boat. He scratches one dude. He hits homegirl with her own gun in the gut. And then
one dude takes one to the face.
That's the guy I'm talking about, Cristiano.
Yeah.
Thompson's helper. And sorry you guys can hear my dogs. I think somebody's home. But Thompson jumps on the boat. Basically, she falls in the water, and he drags her out. And as he drags her out, he's like, I'm sorry that I failed you that night, basically, when he didn't finish killing her. And when they dragged her to this cave, there's a giant shot of him when you get to the last page. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
The man she's like, what have you done to yourself? The dude, I don't know if he's killed the creature from the Black Lagoon and done this, or he's killed a bunch of other creatures and did this to himself, or if he is the creature from the Black Lagoon. This guy is literally, I'm saying these are all possibilities. You know what I mean? They don't say what happened, so you don't, so don't sit here and act like you know exactly what happened. They don't even say, what it seems like is he's sewn himself together with a bunch of fish parts. but
Yeah.
but they look exactly like the creature from the Black Lagoon. So that's why I was like confused if he like killed him or something, because I'm just like, dude, what is going on?
Yeah, and he says it like I'm the creature from the Black Lagoon, and it's like I think he saw the creature and whatever like semblance of like sanity that he had just completely cracked. And he was just like, "All right, I'm going to adopt this as my identity now because like, it's like worshiping a god
Well, I mean,
almost,
he does the same thing as the creature, though. The creature like drowns people and he drowns people to get off, basically. So it makes
Yeah.
sense that he wants to be him. You know what I mean? He's like, because he says in the story, he's like, the creature is somebody who hides as man,
Yeah.
and like, so I mean, I thought it was a really good issue. Uh, I'm very excited to see where issue 4 goes, because that's the ending.
Yeah.
Like, because the only thing I can think of is the creature shows up and saves her. Because, like, who's going to save her at this point, you know?
Yeah. It seems like all avenues have been cut have been cut, and now we get to kind of see the creature in its full glory, or plot twist, you know. It's some dude pretending to be the creature from the Black Lagoon. Either
Yeah,
way,
yeah, yeah.
it's
So, yeah, man, I mean, I'm excited that we're going to see the end, but kind of wish we got longer.
yeah. I feel like 4 books was a little short.
Yeah, but the
Um,
thing is, they got to cover all these mods, like,
yeah.
they're not gonna make one a long series and one a mini series. Like, they're all 4 books if I'm correct. So they can get all these different monsters out, and like,
Yeah. And then hopefully start interconnecting them. Like
yeah, maybe at some point. I think this is just gonna be its own thing and it's done. I think like this whole Universal thing is just like an event with Skybound and
yeah.
Image, and
Yeah.
I mean, one day, yes, I would like that, but I don't think that's gonna happen with these ones.
We'll
Yes,
get we'll get a Monster Squad reboot at some point, but not with this.
I would give this a 10 though, because the art was on point, and I did
Yes.
not see that ending coming.
No, I didn't see it coming either. That completely defied all expectations that I had. Um, you know, it's a mark of a great comic book when you are just shocked by the end. Just like,
Oh yeah,
oh,
no.
oh
And
fuck.
the second time I read it tonight, I was out back in the hammock. It was so fucking, it was hot as shit. But I was sitting in the
Yeah.
hammock with the dog next to me, and I'm not gonna lie, dude. Fucking rereading it, I was like, oh yeah, dude, nah, this is a good book. Like these are all like they're. It's just like it's not slow. It's just so like forward moving.
Yeah. Like they're really good with keeping the pace up. And like um there's not a lot of like time jump between one episode. I'm talking about it like it's a show. One issue to another.
I mean, it
You know,
basically is.
like
It's basically a short series on fucking
yeah.
Prime. You know what I mean? That's what it feels like. It feels like a short little like Netflix series or something.
Yeah, no. And I again, it's just chef's kiss. I'm sorry. I'm at a loss for words at how good this book actually is. So that's not me blowing smoke up anybody's ass. That's just like an honest opinion.
No, I
Um,
loved it, dude. And like I think it's cool to see Ram V uh write something that's not as like intricate and like so far out there. Like this seems a little like simplified for him.
yeah.
because his Swamp Thing run, I read that. It's like 16 or 17 issues, I think. It gets pretty fucking far out there and like kind of hard to follow at some points. Not like in a bad way. It's just like the man's digging deep, and like sometimes I'm just way
Yeah.
too fucking fried to be like understanding where he's at in the green. Like that shit's a whole nother fucking question. But I don't know, man. I like it, and I'm excited for the next one, which I pre-ordered. Uh, I
Yeah.
pre-ordered. It's Frankenstein.
Yes.
The
And I know the Dracula ones are available. Um,
Yeah,
I think they're on like I think that run is already done.
it is. It
Um,
is.
okay, okay. So that is also available. You can get it online too. Um,
Yeah, but go to your local comic
and
shop. Don't be a pussy.
yes, yeah. Don't be a pussy. Go to your brick and mortar. Um, and pick all these up. The Universal monsters are always going to be good. Um, you know what else was really, 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 really good that I got to kowtow to Rainey when he gives me suggestions to shit. Because first of all, Daredevil, fire. I was stupid for ignoring him on that one. Peacemaker, same thing. And now we have Suicide Squad, Isaki,
Saki,
which is
Isaki.
the Isaki.
Which, if you don't know
Yeah,
what Isaki means, it's a Japanese genre of science fiction where basically a character is put into another. Basically, like if a character, if you guys ever seen Remonster or something like that, basically like dude dies and he's reincarnated into like a different creature in a different planet, or somebody like goes through a portal and ends up in a different world.
yeah,
That is why it's called Isake or whatever, however you pronounce it, Iseki, because that's basically what it is. It's Suicide Squad going
yeah.
to another world. If you guys aren't aware, it's a Suicide Squad anime that just recently came out on HBO Max or whatever you want to fucking call it. Came out, first 3 episodes are out. The team includes King Shark, Peacemaker, Harley Quinn, Clayface, and Deadshot, and now
Yes,
Rick Flag. Rick Flag, right?
red flag.
He's
Yes.
he's there, but he's captured. Um,
Mhm.
but basically, cool thing. One thing I'm gonna warn you: it's only subbed, and I like it like that. The Japanese voices sound so good over what's happening, so
Yeah.
I personally love it. Me and my buddy Chris have been watching it in Discord. We watched the first 3 episodes. Uh, yeah, basically the Suicide Squad. They take them, abduct them, and basically same story as the movies. They put a bomb in their necks,
Yep.
and they're like, we're gonna take you and send you on this mission. Like, don't really tell them anything other than like, if you don't come back to this chopper in 72 hours, you'll blow up. And
Yep.
when they get there, the helicopter crashes, and basically they get in a fight. They find out that they're in another world. They find out they're in
Yeah.
another world that's actively at war with another world, which I'm about to spoil a lot of shit for y'all because this shit is cool. You end up
Yes.
finding out that Rick Flag is there as a prisoner, and fun fact, the new Suicide Squad with Peacemaker and all them showed up because his prior team of villains, aka Suicide Squad, they freed themselves and have been starting to take over this new world and going to
Okay.
war with the magic people.
Yeah.
Did you not watch it?
No, I did, and that's why I'm saying. Okay, like I'm remembering it in my head as you're going
Yeah,
along.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Okay, cool. I was about to say you didn't. I hope you watched this.
no, I watched the fuck out of this. Are you kidding me? I put it on the big fucking screen when nobody was around. Um, that
Yeah, you
shit
can't watch this around your
is
kids.
so
It's
pretty.
violent as fuck. It's
Yes.
But yes, it is very pretty animation. Like I in the intro song and the outro song are so good.
Yeah.
But it's basically Suicide Squad like trying to stop these other prior Suicide Squad team from like taking over this
From
world.
yeah,
And like the cool thing is though, everybody's powers and like abilities are like upped and like magic, kind of like magified in this universe, like this world.
yeah,
Like Clayface, he can like manipulate the fuck out of like brick and stuff like that if it's like wet. And Harley Quinn has like super strength and she hits people with a bat in one scene. That's all we've seen so far of it.
yeah.
And so, and Peacemaker is fucking awesome in it.
Oh yes, it's still hysterically funny.
Yeah, like without even trying to be.
Yeah, and it's so funny because like I've kind of wondered with him how that would translate in like in like in anime style, like because this is a full blown like Japanese
No,
anime.
yeah, this is
Like
not a Western animation.
yeah, this is not a Western at all. And the thing that I like to highlight is that Clayface looks so different because he at times he does morph into his classical, like but for the most part, he's just like this dude that you swear could come out of like a Sailor Moon,
Yeah, he's
like
wearing a white
anime,
suit. He's a famous
Yeah,
actor in this universe, or like,
yes,
or not famous. He's like a B-list actor at
yeah,
best, not even. But mainly like he uses like the shit out of his hands, like it comes out
yeah.
like of his hands. But I really like that they are clearly going off the comics though. And I love in the intro when they show the Joker with Harley,
Yes.
his car that he's
The,
driving with the piano keys.
the piano.
That's so.
Yes.
Why has nobody done that? Has anybody done that?
That is so out of pocket and wacky. Only the Japanese can think of that.
Yeah, but
Like,
it's so Joker. It's so
yes.
Joker. Like that should have been in the
And
animated
also, like,
series.
okay.
Would that
Okay.
or would have not been awesome to see Joker driving a car and it's like a
Oh,
organ though, because it's the animated series.
yeah.
It's a little darker and Americanized. If it was like an organ car, that would have been the coolest fucking thing ever.
Oh, that also makes sense for the whole, like, fucking circus aesthetic,
Yeah,
because they
yeah.
used to have, like, the barrel organs.
Yeah, exactly, dude. But I love that. Come to find out that people that are attacking this new world are Suicide Squad villains because you're getting versions and alliterations of people you've already seen in comic books. So like if you've seen the movie The Suicide Squad, there's the Rat King, not the Rat King, but
Yes.
the girl.
It was a rat catcher. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. Well, rat catcher in the show, but I forget what she's called in the movie The Suicide Squad. The one that controls all
Yeah.
the rats. There's a version of her that's a dude, and his interaction with Deadshot is fucking hilarious. But he's one of the
Yes.
main ones controlling people. And then there's like another girl from earlier in the show that's there. And there's a master. So I wonder which villain is the they pick somebody good.
Yeah.
Somebody good. And King Shark is just constantly ripping people apart and eating them in
Yeah,
5
he's
seconds.
just eating people the whole time. Yeah.
It's
And then
really
you
well
also
done.
have yes, and you also have the whole power dynamic with the kingdom of like the king and queen, or like I think the queen, and like what's going on with her political shit as all of this is playing out. Because they had that scene in the throne room, I
Yeah,
believe, in the
yeah,
beginning
yeah.
of the second episode,
Yeah, no. Which
and also
I
Amanda Waller would totally open up a random portal to some world and send villains to it.
yeah,
Like
100%. A hun-
incompetency.
You ever notice Amanda Waller like never does anything herself?
No. It's so like when they blame for them for the inevitable fuck up, like she doesn't get blamed for it. Like
Yeah, like
failing up.
I am interested. I think we should read DC something of power It's I forget what it's called, but it's coming out. It's gonna be like, I think it comes out this Wednesday. It's Mark Wade.
Oh, yeah.
It's some
I know what you're talking about. I don't remember it off the top of my head. Um,
yeah, that all this Suicide Squad anime watching has got me wanting to read more DC again. Like,
yeah,
but I'm excited to see where they go with it. I'm excited to see who else is already there in this world, like villain wise,
yeah,
and like what else happens. And I definitely see there being a season 2 of this as long as like people are watching it. Um,
yeah.
I think uh I think the outro scene with sexy Amanda Waller is hilarious, though. I don't know if you watched the outro,
I did. I did.
like sexy Amanda Waller.
I mean, it's fun absurdity is how I quantify this. Like, I I actually think this might have been better than the samurai Batman that they did.
Batman Samurai.
Back, uh, yes,
Yeah, no, for
I
sure.
think this one.
I definitely think it is. I think it's like well thought out and like better animated, and like the voice actors just fucking kill it. Like Peacemaker's
Yeah,
voice actor is amazing. Harley Quinn's is like not annoying. It's actually like enjoyable. But real quick to kind of like get through this, who's your favorite character so far in this Suicide Squad anime?
I gotta say my favorite characters so far have got to be Clayface because I love the fact again shitty B list actor who can has the greatest acting talent ever that anybody could ever wish for, you know, and that is the ability to just turn into other people, and not only that but other things as well. Like he's the perfect mimic in a way, and also I love like his little things about just acting that are like, what are my motivation and like what should I be doing here? And then he has like moments with Harley Quinn that are like interesting and kind of fun to the way they interact. I also thoroughly enjoyed Harley Quinn in this. Her design, I think, just nailed that character for me, especially in the aesthetic that it is in. So
Oh,
those would
100%.
be my two picks.
I was going to say for me, it's obviously for me it's Peacemaker. He's my number 1
Yeah,
pick. I think they did so much justice with him. Like there's so much humor and seriousness and all about peace and just like a badass. So, I really love that. And then I think my second favorite would probably be Harley. I think they
okay,
I think they perceived her very well, and the voice actor for her, like I know I don't know what she's saying in Japanese, but it feels
yeah.
exactly like what a Japanese Harley Quinn would sound like. And so with Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Like those two just like the voice actors are just like, yeah, that's them. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you could have animated them shitty, and I still would have been like, that at least sounds like them. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. Dude, can I tell you my favorite Harley Quinn moment?
what?
It's really short. It was when they are going to the castle with all the rats and or all the werewolves, and the rat catcher is like leading them, and she's observing them, and she's like, look at how they just blind it's like blind
Oh
devotion,
yeah,
and
she
she's like, this
talks
isn't
about
training. Yeah, it's
this
just
is
like, this is brainwashing.
yeah.
And they're like, how do you know? She's like, I know, you know, like she's like matter of fact, like, yeah, I know what this looks like, you know.
No, that was a good scene. I think my favorite scene, other than the one where they do the flashback of Deadshot and the rat catcher in prison, that was
Yeah,
hilarious. That was so fucking funny doing the flashback on why the rat catcher hates him because he thought they would be boys. That and then when Peacemaker and them are fighting all the wolves he's just like shooting a bunch of them and throws one in a headlock. I thought that shit was
Yes, and
hilarious.
just yeah,
Yeah, I thought that shit was hilarious and just like an example of how badass this man is with his bare hands and like what he's gonna be bound to do in this show. And I want to see how he's amplified in this universe. Because Harley's is
yeah,
clearly with the bat, she hits shit, it glows pink, and they go flying. So, and Clayface can do the manipulation to an extreme point.
yeah,
And so I want to see what everybody else's like power upgrades are. I think King Shark will actually have some pretty cool scenes to come. I think they're gonna use
yeah,
him like they should, and I hope so. So I definitely think everybody should give it a shot. I know anime is not for everybody, but I think they did a very amazing job with being like, this is comic book material, though. Like they did a great.
yeah.
It's a great crossover, man. It's half.
It's a great bridge.
It's
It's
literally.
a great bridge.
It's 100%. It's 100%. 65% comic lore, and then the rest is anime.
100% anime. Yeah. Um, I again, I think it's a fantastic bridge between the both. I think this is going to get people in Japan to look at like stuff that is coming from the West and be like, hey, they have good stories. They, have great characters and stuff. Like, and then this is going to get people from the West to look over at the Japanese and be like, hey, man, this is some great fucking art.
Oh yeah,
This
dude.
is
Well,
some great fucking,
I think comic readers and whatnot will realize like once they can accept that like anime and manga has some like way gnarlier storylines like
yeah.
so it's just I've read like right now my buddy gifted me Black Lagoon and it it is off rip. Like I got like 3 pages in and they're already killing people like straight like you know what I mean. So and like every other page somebody's getting shot, so
Yeah.
it's very street level manga. And then I read shit like Berserk where
Yep.
it's just graphic ass demons and spirits and violence and holy shit, if the black and white art in Berserk is not some of the best shit ever.
Oh my god, yeah.
like
That's like
like
some of
the
the best pencil work ever.
when he does those like intro panels that are super detailed before it
Yes.
gets into the manga panels, those are like some of the best fucking parts of just reading it because he just goes extra ham on that page and
Yeah.
and dude, it's just crazy that like I don't know, man. I think being somebody who reads both, I understand like if you're an old head and like some of the manga stuff like you just don't know where to start. You know what I mean? Like and
Yeah.
you're just in too deep into comics. Like I kind of get it. I kind of get it and I kind of get it if you're like like some of this I don't know. I just wish people would open their eyes and see that there's greatness on both though. Like at least admit it.
I'm 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 going to be honest with you and say that there is one this is a personal issue. There is one aesthetic from the manga anime thing that I couldn't it took me a while to kind of realize that's not all it is. And that was the school uniform look. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's
Like
because
the
okay,
Japanese
okay,
schoolgirl thing.
but dude,
That
that's you not realizing
I
in
know, and I'm
Japan.
coming to terms.
I'm
Yeah,
saying everybody in Japan who's in school wears a school uniform. Like all of their teenagers are wearing a
no,
school uniform. That's why they all have it on. So like I get what you're saying, but it's not accurate because it
no, and I'm also coming to terms with the fact that that was a stupid block to have in the first place. Um,
they don't have school uniforms just
you
because they
know,
have school uniforms. They have
Mhm.
school uniforms
no,
because it's like
because that's actually like their thing.
yeah, like so I get what you're saying, but like just fun fact, that's like why it's like that. But yeah, dude, I don't know. On to bigger and other things.
Yeah.
Um, there's a you guys probably are we're probably a little late on this, but everybody knows I love Green Lantern. It's one of my favorite
Yes.
comics to read and collect. And as of last week or this week, it was announced that HBO is greenlighting a James Gunn universe, I believe, Green Lantern series. It's gonna
Yes.
be It's gonna, I believe, showrunner is Chris Mundy. He was part of Ozarks, so that's pretty good. Because this, I'm gonna tell you why they got some serious people for this. And then co-write the series will be Damon Lindelf. He did Watchmen and Lost, which is fucking that's pretty fucking gnarly. And then you get Tom King, who he's worked on several Batman titles, Mr. Miracle,
Yes.
Supergirl, all that. So he's a legendary comic writer, and he's also about to start writing a Green Lantern comic, if I'm correct. So, but basically, this show is gonna follow Hal Jordan and John Stewart, two Green Lanterns, trying to solve a murder in America, if I'm correct. So it's gonna be like, from what people are online are like speculating, it's gonna be like a True Detective type vibe. So I'm very fucking interested on this. I think it'll be.
Yeah.
I think with Damon and Tom King, we are in very good hands for the writing, and I'm very curious who they're gonna cast as Hal Jordan and John Stewart.
Yes.
So
Oh yeah. And I think that is gonna be a huge part of like it's gonna be a huge part of the show. Like because those two guys have got to carry the whole thing. Um and also they got to work well together. Um
yeah, I mean, I'm not worried though. It's HBO and fucking James Gunn in them. So if I'm correct, so like I I'm not worried about it, but I'm excited. Like there's already an
yes.
IMBD page for it and shit. There's nothing really there, but I'm more curious to who the villain will be and who else will show up in the DC universe. Cause
yes.
kind of like because we saw a photo of Peacemaker on set for James Gunn's Superman. So we know they're
Yeah.
like crossing over characters, which I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really care about this Superman movie. I wasn't against it, but I didn't really care about it. And then when I saw Peacemaker on the set, I was like, and then I saw Mr. Terrific, and then the actor who's playing him, I was like, yeah, I may have to go see this movie. Like, so,
This may bring you into the fold for Superman.
well, I've already been diving into Superman here and there.
Yeah. Um. All right.
Sorry for
Yeah.
my
No.
dogs, everybody.
No, it's all right. Eh, it- Um. I I want to get into a little bit more modern Superman. I want to see what's going on with him
I don't
because like a
really,
lot of the books that I did were older. You know.
yeah,
Um.
I get that. I think there's a Tom King run of Superman that everybody says is like the definitive run to read. I could be wrong about that, but I think that's a thing. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure you can. There's a there's a website. It's called In Stock Trades. You could probably
Okay.
just find. You could probably look up like good Superman runs online, and then you could probably find a trade or omnibus on there for pretty cheap. They ship their books well, though. That's the only reason I suggested it. If you, because like you could go to Velocity though, and they have a fuck ton of trade paperbacks.
Yes, they
You
do.
could just go look through the Superman, the S's, and just find like two or three like volume number ones, or find like a 1 and 2 volume, and just grab
Yeah.
that and fucking if you like, because then it's a trade. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
And if you have your box set up, you can just get the 10% and you'll pay a little less.
Fuck yeah! Shout out Velocity.
Yes,
And what
sir.
was that other website? Instock.com? In
InStockTrades.com.
stock trade. Again, we gotta get we gotta get used to
I
saying
also
sponsors, you know.
we need a Liquid Death sponsor too, because I drink like 4 or 3 of these a goddamn day.
And you know what? Throw Clive Barker a fucking, he's got to sponsor us too because Hellraiser every week.
You're not lying. I do fucking straight just like blast Hellraiser. I've thought about this though. I'm not gonna talk about this long. The guy I get these hats from, he makes a bunch of them, and he said if you send him a design, he can print one. I think I'm about to just get him to print like all my favorite horror characters from like comic to
Do it.
movies on hats, and just have like, because I wear a hat every day. So
Yeah.
and I hate wearing like I don't know.
I don't do sports. I'm the same thing. I think for the same reasons we don't do the sports teams is because we don't want to talk about it.
Exactly. I don't want somebody.
Because inevitably
I wore a
some
Lakers.
dude.
I wore a Lakers hat to Comic-Con, no, GalaxyCon, and this dude was like, "Yo, did you watch the game last night? This point lead with a foul shot, whatever." And I was like, "Dude, I was reading Invincible." I was reading Invincible and setting up my whatnot selling account. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, dude. The only person I follow, the only reason I had a Lakers hat because I should have watched that game because the only person I care about, and I'm gonna get shit for this, is LeBron James. Like,
Yeah. LeBron James.
Cause of that meme. Nah.
Yeah. You're not my dad. Sorry.
But nah, dude. You know what we should do? When are you off next?
I'm going to be around until Wednesday.
Okay. When do you have like? You gotta be at least free till 3.
Probably Tuesday morning.
Okay, Tuesday morning, or whenever you drop your kids off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're going to Severial Vortex, like high school times. We're going to the mall
Okay.
comic shop. You know which one? I'm not gonna say where it's at exactly, but you know which one I'm talking about.
I know. Yeah.
The one we used to always go to. Not the shop, but
Yep.
the one. We used to hit the food court. Rest in
Yeah.
peace. Rest in peace to that.
Yeah. Rest in peace, China Max, the best
Yeah.
bourbon chicken in Richmond.
Yeah, dude. But they have a immaculate dollar bin.
Okay.
And
Word.
and he has like full runs of like Rebirth, like DC. It's the run before New 52 came out. So what I like to do, I got a full run of Green Lantern Corps, and I got half a run of Green Lantern Rebirth, Hal Jordan.
Nice.
So what we should do, we should go in there, and you can go in because they have it all like it's all dollar books, but it's in alphabetical order, and it's like by characters.
Okay. Yeah.
So we can go in there, and you can just go straight to the dollar bin section for Superman, and just fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, just fucking pick out try to find like a storyline that says like part 1, 2, and 3 in the middle, or 1, 2, and 3, 5, like the beginning arc of a comic. But we should go this week because he's getting rid of it and replacing it. So all of those like long consecutive runs will be gone soon.
Okay. All right. Well, I will definitely hit you up probably. Well, I'm going to talk to you on Monday for Game of Thrones night.
Yeah. So, guys, by the way, we do a Game of Thrones podcast
yeah.
every week. We recap, and we post it on Tuesday night, Wednesday morning on Spotify. It's all about the most recent episode of House of Dragon. I said Game of Thrones, but it's House of Dragons.
And real quick, there's no input from the books, so nobody is spoiling nothing. We are all on the same motherfucking page.
Yeah, we're
So,
like we may like
if you're gonna come correct.
yeah, like we may say something about the book if like they referenced it in the show. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like if
or
so,
if there was a difference, like a clear
yeah,
like difference between book and show.
yeah. But
Um,
we're not
well,
foreshadowing stuff from the book.
no,
We're not gonna
no,
spoil
because
because like that because you know it may spoil some stuff. So
yeah,
we're not gonna do that to you guys. Have you seen this new superhero show on Netflix? It's like in the top 10 right now. It's a UK superhero show apparently. I think it's called
no, this
Supercell. Hold up. Where's my list? Supercell. Supacell. 6 episodes. Telekinesis, invisibility, super speed. When 5 Londoners unlock extraordinary powers, they must stay one step ahead of the agents hunting them down.
okay.
It's number 2 right now. And
Holy shit!
yeah, dude. I was like, one, I was like, London, Juju's in.
It's so sad but true. Like,
I know your
it's
weaknesses.
English heroes. They're the most. They say that they curse in the most polite way possible.
Yeah, no, 100%. But I have it on my watch list. I'm definitely gonna watch it. I don't think do I know anybody who's in this. Tonson Cole, Nadine Mills, Eric Coffee Abrifa, Calvin Dempa, Josh I can't say his name. Tadeku, Adaleo Adahoyo, and Eddie Marson.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think it's like some like like some people you don't really know type shit. I wouldn't say up and coming, but you know what I
Yeah.
mean.
It's
But
some. It's definitely some BBC players.
yeah, but I'm excited to see a superhero show that's not like Marvel or DC or Image. Like it's just some fucking random superhero shit.
Yeah, and it's from of all places, England, which I
Yeah.
don't really think gets a lot of shout out in a lot of these superhero properties.
No, and
Like,
it's a Netflix original, and it says language, nudity, and violence. So, and it's it,
okay, I'm down.
and it's in gritty, emotional TV dramas, British sci-fi. So I think this could be potentially like something. I'm hoping it's good. So it's like it does what every show does: 6 episodes first season, and then the next one's like 12 or
Yeah,
14.
they just kind of I like how they do that now too because it's like the quality of the first episode, like the first couple episodes, goes up. Because Netflix used to have a problem where it was like the first couple episodes you really had to muscle through to be like, oh my god, this is fucking great. You
Oh yeah,
know,
100%.
Netflix shows were
I
kind of infamous for like
yeah.
a borderline 3 episode rule.
No, I know what you mean. I've definitely been there. I 100% agree. But dudes, next week's pod will be a little less comic book related. Excuse me, just so you guys know. Sorry, I drank that liquid death too fast.
Yeah.
We're gonna be doing something more around like one topic or two. So make sure you're following and subscribed. And if you're on Spotify, just keep doing what you're doing. And remember, we stream on Twitch every Friday and Saturday, 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Uh, Follow us there. Juju, you got anything you want to say?
Um. Yeah, it's fucking vacation time, baby.
Oh yeah, so
I'm done.
Juju,
I'm done with work.
yeah, Juju will probably not be here next weekend.
Yes.
So, no, there may not be a pod, or I may just put out like a YouTube video, You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so make sure you're subscribed on
Mhm.
YouTube. I'll put out like a 5-10 minute comic book breakdown video with the panels and all that stuff. I actually have one in the works, so we'll do that. And then yeah, and me and Juju also are gonna be playing more games. I have a game installing called A Way Out.
Yes.
It's a Prison Break style game. So me and Juju are gonna play that eventually on Twitch. But yeah,
Yes.
so make sure you follow and all that good stuff. And remember, shop at your local comic shop, Velocity Comics. You know what I'm saying? And remember, never offended and always recommended, my dudes. Later.